Hello and welcome to pointR. In this video we're going to explore some of the resources for building graphical content. So let's get started with an ellipse. I drag and drop this snippet. Now by default it's WH/2. I could put it someplace else if I like. The RXY is a factor of that WH. And the stroke is black and the fill is none. Do a commit and we get an ellipse. If I want to, I can change the fill to red, and I have a filled red ellipse. All right, let's create another graphics, and this time I'm going to go to the user guide. And I'm going to look for gradient. So I'm doing an Apple F or Command F, and I type in gradient, and there are 99 occurrences. I tab through the occurrences until I find the one that I'm looking for. And I think I found the one I'm looking for. It's right here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy it, Control C or Apple C, close that, Apple V, commit, and we have a gradient. Let's make it a little less wide. That changes the width of this element. And I'm going to do a little bit of formatting here so that we can see things better. Now, if I do anything on the right-hand side, this thing is going to revert back to what it was. So I have to do a commit first before I start fiddling with the right-hand side. But what I'm interested in is I want to make the x1 and the xy1 and the xy2 be adjustable. Now the coordinates here are these C00 and C10. Those are the coordinates of the bounding box of the linear gradient, or the bounding box of the ellipse. The bounding box of the ellipse is the smallest rectangle that I can fit around the ellipse. The point 00 is up here. The point 01 is over 10, is over here, and that means that the gradient colors are being selectively laid down: blue, green, white, orange, red, starting from here over to here. Since the y coordinate is constant, it looks constant. So it would be essentially the same as if they were here, or if this was a 0.5 y and a 0.5. Let's try that. 0.5, 0.5. Nothing changes, but if I make this now at 0, it'll tilt. All right. I'd like to be able to not have to type these things in, though. I want to be able to use points to manipulate this, and I'm going to use these points. I'm going to add a new asset, which is going to be a matrix, and I'm going to call it M just because I don't know, and I'm not very creative. I commit. Okay, I have a matrix. It has no points right now, but if I click here and click here, it's now going to have some points. What I'd like to do is I'd like to take M and use it for the coordinates. So I do an M dollar, and then, no, I'm sorry, pointer dollar M, first column, and pointer $M for the second point to be the second column. Copy. Paste. Second column. I commit, and you notice that everything is completely blue. The reason for that is because, remember I said these were the points within the bounding box, and I was using bounding box coordinates. I actually have to use a different kind of coordinates. So let's see what it is that I need to do. Well, I'm going to do a F1 on linear gradient. That gets me to linear gradient. And I see things, gradient transform. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Back. Gradient units. Okay, gradient units tells us what the x1, y1 are going to be, or xy1, xy2, or it can be either object bounding box or user space. Well, object bounding box is what the default is. We want it to be user space, or on user space on use. Okay, let's copy that. That would be Control C or Apple C. And gradient units. So let's add gradient units here. Gradient units equals Control V or Apple V. Let's put a comma there so that we have the proper syntax. Do a commit. Man, what happened? Incomplete string. Forgot my quote. Lost my quote somehow. Commit. All right. Now, this will follow. So we can now readjust our gradients by just moving the points. And of course, here I see it without the points. There I see my points. Okay, that's it for today. Have a nice day. Stay safe. And remember, COVID-19 is actually real, and it can hurt you. So be careful. Bye, and have a nice day.